Hi everyone, I'm back here with Ehab Shoukrg with Rehab with Ehab. Hi, thanks for coming.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
I
We've
know.
known each other for a long time, and it's nice to have people, but I think we reconnected in the real estate world, and kind of I remember seeing videos and stuff on Instagram. I was like, hey, we should connect and learn more about what each other do in the business. So kind of tell me a little bit about yourself personally, what you got going on, and then what got you into real estate investments.
Yeah, thanks, Dena. So I'm Ehab Shoukrg. I'm a full-time real estate investor. I've always had a passion about investing in real estate, mainly because I wanted to, be financially free and a lot of the exciting things that people think about when they're thinking about investing in real estate. And so got started in my late 20s, and then really followed through with it as a passion, and now I'm doing it full-time.
Next, I know you had a full-time normal job, the 9-to-5 type job, and you were doing it kind of on the side. Is that when you started?
Yeah, I had a full-time job, caught up in the rat race, and just wanted to be able to get out and live life on my terms and do the things that I wanted to do. And so I invested in real estate, bought some properties, and did that on the side with my job.
Okay. Describe kind of what's your approach in investing? Like how do you pick the properties? What do you do with them? Kind of what's your approach?
Yeah. So I'm really big into buy and hold investing, because I think that's really the key to building wealth, is owning property and creating that passive income. So everything I buy, I really like to keep. And I do something what's called the BRRRR strategy, which is BRRRR. So it stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. And so really what that lets me do is buy properties that are in disrepair, that are distressed, fix them up, create the value, rent them out, usually as a short-term rental, which is what I really like to do, and then refinance them to get my cash back. And by doing it that way, I'm able to cash out every time so that I have my money so I can go buy more properties.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That's a way to do things. You've created, obviously, you have numerous properties. How many properties do you got going right now?
I'm up to 40 rental units now.
Wow,
yeah, including a
that's
16-unit apartment that I'm remodeling right now too.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Is that your first apartment, or do you have several apartments going?
I've had a few small multifamily properties. I had a 6-plex, a 4-plex, but this 16-plex is definitely my biggest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So kind of, do you just do it on your own? Do you have a team? Do you work with a bunch of people? Kind of.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I've had to really build a good team around me. So I have great contractors, great title companies, inspectors, all of those people that you need to really have a successful real estate investment business. And I actually have started to create a mentorship program to teach people to do the same thing too. So all of those great resources that I have, I share with my students, and they're able to use them and leverage from all of my experience as well.
All right, so mentor program. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about this mentor program and kind of what it entails. How do you take on people to be in? How do they sign up for it? What is it exactly?
Yeah, so I just found that a lot of people have been in my same shoes. They want to be financially free. They don't want to have to work if they don't want to, and so. A lot of people came to me for advice and would ask about how I'm investing in real estate, or just tips and tricks on certain things. And so I finally decided that last year I was going to actually put together a formal mentorship program to teach people how to do the strategy that I do, and to give them all the resources and tools that they need to really be able to build their own business and become financially free. So that's really what I put together late last year. It's a program that really anybody can sign up for. It's a lifetime membership, so once you're in, and it's a combination of online training videos, a community that I've created, and weekly group coaching calls that I have. If people are interested in it, I have a website called rehabwithehab.com. Also, my Instagram is rehabwithehab. So you can go to any of those places and find out more about the program. And really, I love to sit down and talk to people first before they join the program. I want to understand what their goals are and make sure that my program is going to be a good fit for them. So if you're interested, set up a call with me. You can go to any of those websites to get that information and set up that call, and let's chat.
So there's a cost involved, of course.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the cost involved? Because you said basically once they become a member, it's a lifetime membership. Is that a repeat cost, or is it just a one-time cost to join your program? Or
yeah, I mean, there's a one-time investment into the program. I'm willing to be flexible with people as terms of breaking up payments or things like that. But yeah, certainly I want to make sure I'm delivering value to folks. So I've created this program so that it does that, and I really want to make sure that I have a great program in place for them.
Do you really handhold through the whole process? Like, let's say that first one that someone's really nervous about, and they want to really be handheld. I mean, is it to that extent that you can really handhold through that first, purchase and kind of give advice and mentor through that program, through the process?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, I mean, not only, even if they've bought houses in the past, I feel like a lot of people don't, understand the process really deeply. And I know as an agent myself, I really value the knowledge, to give people the knowledge when they're buying a house and make them understand the whole process, not just, hey, you're going to the title company, close, this is your lender, they're approving. Understand it. Look at the paperwork, read the stuff, understand it. So I can imagine someone with their first investment, it would be very nerve-wracking. So kind of how does that work with you in your mentorship program?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's some hand-holding that takes place. I really try to teach people through the training how to do things the right way, so I don't have to do as much hand-holding. But certainly there's going to be those one-off cases where you have a question and you just want to give me a call, or you want me to come look at your property to help you do the walkthrough, or figure out what's the best approach for remodeling the property. So I've done that with several of my students, and I want to make sure that they're successful. So whatever it takes to help them really get there, I'm willing to do.
Okay, it is a crazy market out there right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know I work with some people that do investment property and things like that, but it's hard to find those homes. Like, it's hard to find the homes that are good value, that aren't getting 30 offers on them at this point. How are you working that now with it being so busy, and what's your strategy on multiple offers and situations like that? Because I'm positive that what you're buying is a multiple offer situation.
Yeah, well, I'm having to get creative like everybody else. So first and foremost, I go after properties that are in really bad shape. So that kind of narrows the pool down from just your regular home buyer to only competing with other investors. But then after that, I really look at ways I can get creative with the deal. Like, actually, just recently, I got a contract on a mechanic shop that I'm looking to turn into a short-term rental spot. So a lot of people have looked at it and said, this probably isn't going to be a good deal as a mechanic shop. They're asking too much. But me, when I looked at it, I saw that I could turn this into 4 really cool short-term rentals, or Airbnbs. And so that's going to be my plan, to turn this into something that's going to really cash flow and create a lot of money. So I'm getting creative, and that's something that I think a lot of people can do to try to turn things into good deals.
Yeah, you kind of have to start thinking outside the box.
Yeah,
I mean, turning a mechanic shop into an Airbnb, that's pretty creative.
Yeah.
That's really neat. I want to see that when you get it done. Maybe we'll have to come back on the show and have to show everybody that, because I think that would be pretty cool for anyone to see.
Yeah.
I guess, how do you even come up with those type of ideas? Like, are you researching? That's something that's really outside the box. How do you come up with ideas like that?
Well, now that I'm full-time, I have more time on my hands to be able to really look and see what's selling, what's cool in the market. So I've been in the short-term rental space. I know that the really unique, cool short-term rentals are the things that people are looking for, like cool experiences. And so just looking at some things that my friends have done with tiny homes and things like that inspired me to think differently about this mechanic shop. So that's what I'm looking to do, and go in there and maybe create something that car enthusiasts would really love to rent out as a short-term rental. So I think there's a lot of people out there that like that, and they would really find it a cool place.
And I guess you can advertise that differently, because you can advertise it as a cool car enthusiast Airbnb, and create kind of its own marketing scheme for that all on its own.
For sure. I'll call it like the Grease Monkey Inn or something like
that. How fun. So tell me like a success story that you've had with one of your students that has been in your mentorship program.
Yeah. So, I mean, God, a lot of success stories, but one of them that stands out is Heather. She was studying real estate investing for 2 years before joining my program, but she really suffered from something called analysis paralysis, which is where you just kind of overthink it way too much and never take action. And so she joined my program at the end of last year, and I really helped her understand how to invest in real estate, how to look at properties, and she was able to, within just a few months, find a really cool property over east of downtown Houston. It's a house in the front with 2 units in the back above the garage. And right now she's turning that back garage into 4 units because she's putting something on the first floor too in the back and remodeling the house. So her first project is going to be a 5-unit Airbnb that she's going to rent out and make $10,000, $11,000 a month on.
Wow. So how did she, I guess the 2 on the top,
Yep.
and then made the 1 on the bottom into 2 as well?
Yeah. The first floor is like, in the back building, the first floor is like a garage. And so she's going to actually turn that garage into 2 units as well. So she'll have 4 1-bedroom units in the back building and then a full 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in the front for a total of 5 units. And as a short-term rental, really cute, fixing it up. I mean, it's going to bring in close to $10,000, $11,000 a month in rent.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so Airbnbs are really successful. I mean, like you can, I guess, is it location? What's the prime thing that you would say on having a successful Airbnb?
Yeah, I would say, standing out, being unique is really an important quality. So creating some cool character to your property that stands it out from the competition is one good element. Location is certainly important. Here in Houston, anything close to the medical center is really great because we've got a really hustling and bustling Texas medical center. So patients would rather choose to stay in an Airbnb with a kitchen and a living room than stay in a hotel if they're in town for 3, 4, 5 months for medical treatment. So I think that's certainly, location's important. I think those are 2 key elements: is finding a good location and creating a unique space that's really comfortable and inviting, and that will keep you booked all year long.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So tell everybody again how they can get a hold of you, how they can be a part of your program if they're interested, or just contact you to inquire about your program.
Sure. So definitely start by going to www.rehabwithehab.com. Download my free guide. I have a free guide on there, how to make $25,000 a month in passive income. So that's a great free guide just to get some basic information. And then from there, you can schedule a phone call with me from my website. And I'd love to talk to you and just learn more about your goals and make sure my mentorship program is a good fit for you. But if it is, I mean, we're always welcoming people into the mentorship program and trying to help people build that financial freedom, which I think is something everybody deserves, right? You're an entrepreneur too, so you get it. And I mean, just give that lifestyle that I think you can get from really going after your dreams.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Ehab,
Yeah.
for coming on the show. It's
Yeah.
great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too.
I'd be really interested to see how many people actually reach out and do, get into investing. It's always fun to watch people grow and do things like that. So please reach out to him if you're even interested in that, because I know everyone has questions about it and always thinks about it, but they don't actually take that step to actually do it. And I think, analysis paralysis, by analysis, whatever, is definitely one of those things that a lot of people overthink things. So I think definitely reach out to Ehab if you want to get involved. And I appreciate you watching the show. And thank you to Now Media TV for having us every week and allowing us to give you all this information. I hope y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next week.